Are you completely overwhelmed when it comes to what kind of brush or comb to use to get the best results with your hair at home? Or maybe you're a hair professional like me and you'd like to know what bits of kit I use to get results like this. Well, come shopping with me in the drugstore/chemist and we're going to get into exactly what's good when it comes to brushes and combs. Hello and welcome to the world of Craig. Yes, that's me, I'm Craig, and this is my channel where we get into all things hair and sometimes a little bit of beauty. I have never had so many requests for a video. You're really enjoying my shop up series, and that's what this video is all about. So many of you asked for a shop up where I went through brushes and combs in the drugstore/chemist. I know I say that all the time, but if you're in the US, it will be a drugstore. Or it could be Target, that's not classed as drugstore. Or if you're over here in the UK, I'm here in London, big up in London town, then it could be a chemist. But that's exactly what this video is, and that's all the length that the intro needs to be. So without further ado, come shopping with me, where there might be some controversial yet bold shocks in this video. Come shopping with me let's see what's good with brushes and combs. So we're here, we're backup boots. We're here, we're backup boots. That could be a song, couldn't it? And coming to you soon. And they have a great selection, first of all, of styling tools. You all said you wanted to see this video, so here we are. You ask, I make. I have a very long list now of shop up videos. So if there is anything else that you want to see in a shop up video, let me know in the comments down below. But this is for you. Let's get into what's good, what's not perhaps so good, and what's going to help you style your own hair, or if you're a hair professional, what you might want to use to have in your kit. Right, let's get into it. I see lots of things. Now let's start off strong with something I absolutely love. Can I get it off the stand? Yes, I can. Now, this is a wet brush from the company called Wet Brush. I absolutely love these. I have several of them. Mine are Christmas themed. This is what you want to use if you want to detangle your hair when it's wet without creating damage. When your hair is wet, it is many times weaker. It can vary depending on whether your hair's colored or it's natural, or if your hair is retexturized, etc. But when your hair is wet, it is so fragile, and wet brushes are so amazing at detangling without causing damage. Of course, you need to be careful and gentle, but it's these long nylon bristles with the little tiny bubbles on the end that do the detangling. I would suggest if you have very tangly hair or very chemically treated hair, however it has been chemically treated, that you perhaps comb through with some conditioner on, or your favourite treatment, or a serum, something that gives you extra slip and manageability. There are many videos here on my channel that talk about manageability and slip with the hair, but the wet brush, it is an absolute boon. It is so good. Honestly, I cannot recommend a wet brush enough. The $9.53 here in Boots. You can find them much cheaper online. But I quite like this jaunty purple one. It's just so good. What does it say? 55% focus foam, 55% less effort, 45% less breakage, 100% happier hair. Well, as far as I'm concerned, everybody should have a wet brush. Now, I'm just moving away from the very loud music. Note to stores, please, music, not quite so loud. I'm only joking. Now, controversial yet bold, Tangle teaser. This is a stark contrast to the wet brush for me because I really don't like Tangle teasers. I know that will be controversial, and I'm not saying it for the sake of it, but it's these flimsy plastic bristles here that can really, in my opinion, damage the hair, especially if it's color treated. Colour treating the hair or chemically treating the hair, whether your hair is retexturized or permed, makes the hair weaker, and it raises the cuticle slightly, which is the protective layer on the outside of the hair. These little evil plastic bristles can snag the cuticle and cause the hair to tear. I've just talked about the wet brush. That for me, that is my go-to. Tangle teasers, as far as I'm concerned, are to be avoided. I know that opinion will be polarized on that, but I really don't like these, and we don't use them in salon for that reason. You know, I know some salons use them at the backwash to comb out like teasy lights and things, but I really wouldn't advise it. The bristles are just too flimsy, it's too superficial, and it can really cause damage. So I've just had to move for a second because they're refilling the shelves. The irony is real. So I popped over to the skincare aisles because I didn't realise they had such great lines here at Boots. Would you like, this is just a question, would you like a skincare shop-up video? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, I've never worked with R&D with skincare, but I do know a lot about the formulations because I'm a skincare nut. So let me know, something different, a diversion, but if you'd like to see it, I would make it. Let's talk hairbrushes, and this is going to be a polarising one. Now, these are great from Babyliss. Okay, so we have these Salon Shine Fast, £11, and this is two different sorts of bristles. They're both nylon or polyester, I would suspect. You have the ones here that are the shorter ones that smooth the hair, and you have the longer ones here with the bobbles on the end that actually grab the hair. This has a metal barrel, which I don't like. I don't care for metal barrels at all. I know so many of you will have metal barreled brushes, and I know if you're a hairdresser that you will have a metal barrel brush almost for sure. I'll pop one on screen, a picture of the Wise Park ones that I like, that are all wooden and don't have these metal barrels. This one is apparently copper, but it will heat up, and anything that conducts the heat to this sort of level with modern hair dryers can be really damaging. But that said, I do like the bristles on this. That will give you a much smoother blow dry than something that is like this. This is my nemesis. I've mentioned them many times here on my channel. I mean, those bristles are angry, really angry, and I know that lots of you will have these, and if you're a hair pro, I'm sorry if you really love them. They do make blow drying for a lot of people kind of quicker and easier, and all that twisty, curly blow dry situation, which I know a lot of people love, and I'm not saying don't do that, but something with bristles will get a much smoother result that lasts longer. This, in my mind, in my opinion, is just bad, because the hair is going to touch this a lot, it's going to heat up, and you're going to do a lot of damage. So I would stay, and that just, I mean, how could that ever be good? If you think about the cuticle of the hair, as we were talking about earlier on with the Tangle teaser, and that, I mean, even the noise is quite offensive, isn't it? So yeah, bristles always over something like this, and metal barrels, no. So more from Babyliss, but this time it's a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, all round for me. Now this has those two sorts of bristles. These ones are quite long, which is interesting, but they will really grab the hair, and then the shorter ones will smooth it out. This is from their Elegance collection, volume, shape and style, and it says shorter styles and fringes. In my opinion, even if you've got longer hair, I would use one of these to smooth the hair out, to get it straight, because a smaller diameter brush will grab the hair more and give you more tension. But these two, like I've said before, the dual bristles are fab, and the fact that this doesn't have is plastic, which is, you know, obviously always going to be better to have wood if you can, but this is a great brush. I'm not sure about the shape of that handle. Yeah, that's actually quite nice if you were using it at home. I wouldn't want to use it in the salon all day, but this is the sort of brush I would 100% recommend for you to use at home, or if you're a hair professional and you want to get smoother results. If your clients are saying their blow dries don't last, then something with those dual bristles will do the trick. Just to add that it does also come in a bigger size, which is £11, £11? Yeah, £11. And that smaller one is £8.80 here at Boots in the UK. They do in the same line produce those, but no, it's a hard no for me. Ah. Very briefly, I don't have it in for them, but nobody needs a scalp and shampoo brush. I've seen a lot of creators talking about them and saying that they're imperative to having a healthy scalp. They really aren't. Now, this just happens to be another Tangle teaser one. Oh, and the box is open. That wasn't me. I'll close that. Can I do it with one hand? No, I'll do it in a second. It just so happens that, you know, this is Tangle teaser, but you don't need a scalp exfoliating brush, shampoo brush. You've got your hands. Yeah, just that could potentially do damage to your scalp, and that is actually very sharp. So if you were to go very heavy with that, you might break the skin. It says our dual teeth gently exfoliate and massage the scalp. I'm not sure that that would be gentle on anyone's scalp, and you know, you could have a tendency to go a little bit heavy with it and actually abrase the skin. So please don't use scalp massagers, even if they're the ones with the sort of chubby bristles. You just don't need them. She's a classic, she's an icon, she's a Denman. Now, the hair pros watching this will know these brushes, hopefully, This is, when I was at Sassoon's, this is what we used to blow dry anything that was geometric with. So it has the nylon bristles, the rubber base, if you like, and then the acrylic handle. These actually all come apart. This slides off for cleaning. A Denman is a classic in any hairdresser's kit because they're used to blow dry sleek hairstyle smooth. Back in the day, I'm not sure if it's changed now, but when I was at Sassoon's, we weren't allowed to blow dry anything with a round brush. It was Denman brushes all the way, and there were no straighteners back then, so we used to blow dry everything with a Denman. If you're at home watching this, this is great for blow drying an unruly fringe. If you push the fringe from side to side, if you've got a cowlick, it does the actions from side to side when it's damp with a blow dryer, this will flatten a cowlick really, really well. Lifting a cowlick up with a round brush will make it worse, but this will actually flatten it out. And if you have a bob, you know, something that's geometric and one length or a little bit graduated, this is really great to blow dry it with. You don't see them used a lot now, and we used to do a thing called wrap dry. Google it, that's what we used to do to blow dry. I still do blow dry all my geometric haircuts with one of these. But yeah, a Denman brush is an absolute classic, and they even come in smaller sizes that are really good for you to have, like, you know, just have in your bag for you to brush your hair through throughout the day. A really good staple, really good. They also stop static. They're very, very clever brushes. Great piece of kit from Denman. And in the same vein, this is the vent brush. Now again, this is iconic, but you don't hear it talked about anymore. I have this very brush, and I've had it for about 30 years, I would guess. Now this is the skeleton vent, and basically it has it came around when I first got into hairdressing in like 1990, 1989, and the vents were there to let the air go through so you get lots of volume in. But again, if you want a basic hairbrush to brush your hair through with, or to blow dry something loosely, you know, just to give lift and volume to perhaps lift at the root, the vent brush is great. I mean, it really is a fantastic piece of kit. It's not good for smoothing out the hair, but for lifting and for brushing the hair through day to day, it's great. Edges. I love edges. When I'm working on jobs for dancers, I invariably end up doing edges. I didn't used to be very good at them, so I got my dolly head out and taught myself. One of my lovely colleagues showed me as well initially. But I have exactly this comb, not from this brand. You can get these all over the place, really. I think mine is bright, glittery purple. But if you're going to attempt to do edges, you need something that has quite dense bristles. So these bristles, in my opinion, are quite stiff. So that's what we'd use to manipulate the hair, and then use this, the teeth end as well. And then you have the metal pick on the end, oh, don't drop it, the metal pick on the end to manipulate the edges into place. So this is a 3-in-1 edge brush and comb for curls and coils, 3A to 4C. It's really cool they put that on there. I mean, I do edges on hair that's not super curly. I just put loads and loads of edge control on and push it into the position that I want. But yeah, an edge brush, something that everybody should have in their hairdressing kit. And I mean, this is a beautiful pink colour if you want one at home. Now I am jumping all over the place, I'm afraid, because I'm in the middle of a store, and you know, you never know who's going to come along, who's going to ask questions about what brush they should buy. But I've just seen this. Now this is Custom Care Thin Hair Detangling Comb from Wet Brush. This would be really good if you do have finer textured hair and you're worried about damaging it, but you'd rather a comb over a brush. It's got a couple of rows of those thinner, I think they're nylon bristles with the little beads on the end. But this is going to be really good for fragile hair. Again, you want to be really careful when your hair is wet. Really, really careful. If you take one thing away from this video, it's please be careful when your hair is wet or damp, because the structure is so much weaker from the water it's absorbed. But this looks great, really good. I've never seen that before. I'm quite tempted to purchase one. But yeah, another great thing from Wet Brush. So I didn't notice them before, but if I can get it off of the stand, yes, you can. This is one of those shampoo brushes that I was talking about. I mean, this is softer because it's kind of like a molded rubber, but even so, you don't need a shampoo massage brush because you've got hands. They're the best things to massage your scalp with and massage products in. You know, this could tangle very long hair, and it's just a waste of money. You know, £6.60, you don't need it. Use your hands. Now this is cool from Cantu. Now, this is a line for textured hair if you're not aware of it before, but for curly, coily, textured natural hair. This is a tail comb, a metal-ended tail comb, which I don't use. All the ones I use are plastic-ended, just because it's a personal preference. But you can't quite see it because it's obscured. There's a comb here, and it has a slightly thicker handle. Now, if you had dexterity issues, you know, if you found it hard to grip hold onto combs that are thinner and finer, then something with a, I don't know if I can, yeah, something with a handle like that, that's the word I was looking for, a handle like that would be really good. And it's actually quite a nice plastic, quite a nice finish, slightly matte on the handle, so it'd be even easier to hold. Cute little kit, and you might have many uses use that for edges or for other things, for parting the hair, but I think that's a really nice little comb, nifty. And whilst we're here, they also have these. So that's a plastic-ended tail comb, not that dissimilar from what I would use in the salon, £7.50. And then this, I have almost exactly the same comb. You see a lot of these, but this I would use to comb through treatments or conditioners gently at the backwash, and it's something you could use in the shower. Any of these wide tooth combs are really good to comb through treatments. Again, very, very carefully, always comb from ends to roots, never from roots to ends. But that's a really nice one too, and super wide. There's another one there as well. I think that's probably better because it's got more teeth in it than that one. But yeah, a wide tooth comb is always handy to have in the shower or, you know, just generally in your hairdressing kit. Cantu is really bringing us all the goodies. So now this, there is so much brilliant stuff in here. This is like a smoothing brush. Longer bristles, more reach, thick hairstyler. If you want to snatch a ponytail, this would be great. I mean, I use a smaller version of this when I'm doing ponytails, and it has a very similar kind of bristles. The bristles are quite soft. This is never to be used on wet hair. Never use a bristle brush on wet hair. These will be nylon, they're not natural bristles, but this is really good for smoothing the hair out. And I know without even grabbing it, can I do it with one hand? It's very hard to grab hold of it because it's fixed to the thing. But I know that would be nice in the hand. So a really great smoothing brush. And if you do have thicker hair, it can often be a bit of a battle to get it in a very smooth ponytail. But that would do it a treat. So I think that's it. Boots did not disappoint. I have filmed many clips, which I will go home now and edit. But I have another quick question for you. Would you like a video that's specifically on, I've got a couple of questions in this video, specifically on hair accessories. So different pins and clips for things, which I actually collect. I have a massive bag of pins and clips and different barrettes and different things for securing the hair. But would that be helpful? Is that something that would really help you out? And you know, because if it is, I will make that video, I'll add it to the list. I love filming these shop ups, there's lots more coming. You know, they're really fun to do, and I'm great that you are enjoying them. So let's go home and come back home with me for a quick roundup of what we've learnt here today. So I told you that there were some controversial yet bold things in there, didn't I? Now, just to mention that if you really enjoy those brushes with the metal barrels and the nylon bristles, then that's completely fine. I want you to have the best hair possible and your clients have the best hair possible. Then all I would say is please use plenty of heat protector. There is a hairstyling shop up video here on my channel, which I will link down below. You could go and check that out. There's some heat protectors in there. But please make sure that you coat the hair thoroughly in heat protector, because metal and hair are really not great partners. They don't really like each other. And the same goes for those little scrubby brushes. If you really love using those scalp scrubby brushes, the scalp brushes, if you really love using those, then that's great, but please go steady. And I would really advise you to avoid the Tangle teaser one, because that was very sharp. You know, it was almost, they were almost blunt to the end, so they would be very sharp and very scratchy and could abrade your scalp. So just go carefully, because no one needs an abrased scalp. I'm really enjoying this series, and I'm glad that you are enjoying the shop ups too. But what would you like to see? You know, this video came about because so many of you requested it, and I do, as I always say, I always reply to your comments, and it's great that we're building a community here on my channel. So let me know in the comments down below, and as always, you leave a comment and I will always get back to you. There's a ton of other videos here on my channel which you have a scroll through once you've watched this, and on the end slate here I will leave the playlist of these shop ups. But that's it. A huge thanks for watching this. You all take lots of care, and I'll see you all in the next one.